Fellas, we got to the teams that kind of disappointed with the first 8 games, eight days of the season. Excuse me. Now let's get to some of the teams that got us feeling good. Call it for the first 8 games of 8 days of the season. Any teams that stick out to y'all that kind of surprise you as far as how good they look?
Without question, the Portland Trailblazers. No doubt about it. Undefeated. No one saw this coming. Has to be a surprise. Some people still don't have them making the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. I had Dame Lillard out of my top 10.
Yeah.
What about the New Orleans Pelicans?
No, I feel like people saw this coming, to be honest. After Brandon Ingram's kind of like a coming out party last year, give Hill his flowers. He pretty much called it. He was back in Brandon Ingram. Me, not so much. But after that impressive performance, you got CJ McCollum, Zion coming back healthy. I think their expectations were definitely higher this year to even maybe get home court, be a playoff team and get home court even.
I predicted third place in the West. Might be a stretch, but that's my prediction. I liked and I didn't like the visual they gave me last night. I mean, Zion sat. Ingram is out with a concussion. And yet they still beat, I guess the positive about that, they still beat Dallas full strength. When you start taking games off, it starts to get easier and easier. And I like the pattern. I'm not Brandon so much, but Zion is always a concern for me when I see him on the bench. Yeah. So hopefully it's just a tweak. I know he went down hard the game prior to, but I love what they're doing over there in New Orleans. And just the more I see him on the court, like I said, I feel much better. I said it was a bad optic. And it was early. I just over-exaggerate because I'm so used to it now. But I have them not being a surprise to me, but being a surprise to the West. I think they're a tough out. Just inside out. And I'm trying to find that West team that would beat them, how they would do so. You know what I mean? The only thing that's come up to me so far is a Golden State or possibly a Phoenix, but I feel like they can beat them on a given night. So I don't want to jump the gun, but I'm really, really high on New Orleans.
Do you have them as a top 6 team in the West right now?
I'm top 6. And I definitely have them top 3. I'm stopping myself from having them come out the West, Mo.
I hear you. Because I think if they stay healthy, I think I agree with you. They're tough out for anybody. And they're a gritty team, man. And it seems like they have all the right pieces. You had the veterans that you need. You had the young talent that you need in BI and Zion. Inside out, shooters and
Herb, but you got
players.
you got their swings being around 6'8". You know what I mean? The height. It has like a Toronto feel, but a little bit more talent and youth. You know what I mean? They're really, really tall. So I think they're just a rough matchup for a lot of teams. You know what I mean? They're going to stretch the floor with Golden State's firepower and their bench. I think their infusion, is enough to beat them. And I think the experience that Phoenix has is enough to beat them. But Phoenix has to meet them. Phoenix gets stumbled at certain times during the playoffs with certain teams. So, it showed this year. They can lose to another bad matchup with a Dallas or a Portland. It's just that way. But I think Phoenix would match up well against New Orleans, but they just can't get knocked off early to a Denver,
I think I would put Memphis ahead of Phoenix at this point.
Memphis, they can lose there. They can lose there in Minnesota. It shouldn't, but they can.
And see, you're saying that you feel like Golden State and Phoenix are the only ones that could possibly, beat them if they're healthy and continue on this trajectory. I'm thinking that it might be Golden State and maybe a Memphis, but I don't see Phoenix beating New Orleans if they're healthy and they continue on this path that they're on.
Wow.
I think if they're healthy, between BI and Zion, and then McCollum there to hit clutch shots, and you got Herb Jones defense. I think, yeah, especially after last year with Phoenix, I think these young up and coming teams are hungry.
I mean, Valanciunas gave you 30 and 16. I mean, you don't expect that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm high in the Pelicans. I don't think I'm high as you guys. Like, I think they might make the second round. I don't see them coming out just of experience. You know what I mean? It's not even really so much talent. It's just like, you know how the NBA is. Usually you have to take your lump first. But I think last year was a big step, especially for Brandon Ingram. You know, CJ has the experience, but I think Zion might need that playoff experience. But they're definitely coming. There's definitely upcoming team, but I still like a team like Memphis, Phoenix, of course Golden State, even maybe Dallas over them. You know what I mean?
Now,
After Phoenix, I feel he could do that to the Pelicans also. Especially, I like that Christian Woods and JaVale McGee. That's a jump, but that Christian Woods and JaVale McGee additions is really gonna pay off for them, man. I really like those,
especially when it comes to a possession game in the playoffs as opposed to free basketball now in regular season. Once it gets tighter, those Lukas and those Jaws, they tend to stand out. And that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping BI is that guy with a little CJ from time to time. I saw CJ and he wasn't ready to step up last year.
Right.
I think honestly, and that's part of the reason why I think they can match up pretty well against Phoenix. Especially with Phoenix, because I think Phoenix has taken a step back defensively, with this squad as opposed to last year's squad. And I think because I think BI is ready for the moment. I think CJ is ready for the moment. Now, you can question whether Zion will be ready for the moment, but I think he's built for it. So it's like when it gets tight like that, I just think, hey, New Orleans, if they remain healthy, they just got one more bullet in the chamber than Phoenix does, and that's going to be the difference. Is that, hey, y'all have to stop more than just Zion. Y'all have to stop more than just BI. Y'all have to stop. You know what I mean? Like, hey, they're going to have three guys there that legitimately can take over the game and do it, whereas Phoenix will have two.
From a starting, right. But from a starting five standpoint, Phoenix has probably one of the best starting fives in the game, though. And as much as I bang on Chris Paul, Booker could light you up for 40. Bridges on defense. Ayton is just shown that his post presence, turnaround jump shots, and his feel for offense. You can't block him. I mean, if Ayton takes that next step, Phoenix should be where they were supposed to be last year. So I'm not going to discount Phoenix at all because I see the potential if Ayton takes that next step. But we've been here before, so we'll see.
And I know you guys talked about Trailblazers. Got your noses up? Y'all liking what y'all seeing with the Trailblazers? No?
Look at the loss column. Look at the win-loss column. That's all you got to. Don't overthink it.
Now, is this real gold? Have we struck the mine, or is this fool's gold and it just looks shiny?
No, I think with Chauncey having a defensive mindset, you had the offense with Simons, of course with Dame, but now you're adding a Grant, one of the best two-way players in the game. You're going to have a healthy Peyton once he's back. You have a defensive identity there, which enabled Curry to do what he did. I think it's going to enable Dame to be more free as opposed to not having that much defensive assignments, just the same. So Portland could be sneaky in the playoffs.
Sneaky?
Yeah, because Dame is not one of your greatest defenders, and neither was Steph. But the fact that he was able to take, plays off defensively, and you add Gary Payton to that, you might just unleash offensive Dame, which is at any given point give you 40 to 60.
So you got him in the top 6. Possibly.
I got Portland making the playoffs, which I wasn't sure of before.
Yeah, I don't know about top 6, but I probably got them in the top. Yeah, I got them as a playoff team.
Yeah, got them in the playoffs.
Maybe even 8, but I got them as a playoff team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Another team to talk about. Let's go out east, man. Boston looked pretty good coming out the gate.
Mm-hmm.
No pleasant surprise.
You guys get
I think
get
we
a
had
chance
Boston,
to,
right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is all what we expected, right? I know that people say, oh, the finals and they lost, how they're going to react, and then of course the coaching controversy. But yeah, this is what I expected. You still got Tatum, you still got Jaylen Brown, you brought back pretty much the whole team, and you added Malcolm Brogdon. So I see no reason why they wouldn't be one of the favorites to get back to the finals out the East.
Why is he starting?
Yeah, and I was just about to say that was one of the surprises of this team that I found. I was surprised that they didn't put Brogdon in the starting lineup, and they have him coming off the bench.
He's a terror with that. That makes sense for that second team. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You
read my mind.
Well, I can't get Westbrook away from that bus, can you?
Yeah.
No, because he's a calmness. He solidifies it. You know what I mean? It totally makes sense. You're saying, like, why is he on the first team? Because he played so well with that second team. Malcolm Brogdon is a good player.
Yeah, he's the definition of solid.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a solid basketball player.
My man Russ can't even get the basketball. No.
Have you seen the percentages?
Yeah, put your name on it. Put your name on it. My man Russ can't get solid no more.
Yeah, I never understood the whole concept. We used to say it as kids. He's one that will eat the basketball. He has words about, like, you don't want one of these guys to just eat the basketball and you laugh about it. Like, weird things happen when he has the basketball. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't know who the person is in the fourth row. You know what I mean? Like, the ball shouldn't head out there and then it gets thrown to the fourth row. And it's like, why am I looking at this? Like, this is,
how I'll put my name on. You know how bad it is, Mo? If we need a fifth, it's Ben Simmons, Westbrook, and Malcolm Brogdon, and we're at the park. I want Brogdon. Mm-hmm. Ben, you're scared to shoot. I don't want you on my squad. Russell, you can't shoot.
You don't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
If I'm at the park, I'm picking Malcolm Brogdon. And it's not that difficult. It's just not. Just on some basketball, not reputation, not names. Look at the play basketball. I want Malcolm Brogdon.
We would say, wow, he's solid.
Yeah, he can help us.
Yeah, he's solid. And then Westbrook, we would do what AD and LeBron did and say, why? Like, we're not down there. You're 1-on-4.
Yeah, wait.
Like, wait. What are you doing? Like you've missed all game. And you decide to go rogue and miss again when the score is 10-10, when the game is 11. Like, well, why, dog? Like, you missed the whole game.
That was tough. 18 seconds. Yeah, that was tough.
Right. Yeah. And the other guy is saying we're both down low, and it's like we both jump up because you're thinking we're jumping simultaneously to jump because he's going to go make a layup, and he dips it down to me, and it bounces off of my hand, and it's a turnover. And it's like, we're both here. Like, you can score. Like, why are you passing it to me here? And it's like, he's useless. And so, yeah, from a basketball standpoint, we can relate. It's just no use for either one of them at any level now. Now we're getting to levels. You know what I mean? Like, pick up basketball, it doesn't make sense. So right. It makes sense in the National Basketball Association.
And that's how I'm looking at Ben Simmons. Like, I'm imagining myself playing with Ben Simmons, and I'm just like, what do you do? Like, how can you help us? Mm-hmm. and I can't really think of anything.
Yo,
Yeah.
Ben Russ, I'm trying to drive the bus back over y'all and get it off y'all. But these brothers keep on throwing y'all under that bus, man.
But
Yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like
I got it.
anyone who plays basketball sees this. Like I don't want to understand how people don't see this. Like watch them play basketball and say, okay, if I was playing with these guys, would I want to play with these guys? No, because they're hurting my team. They're not helping me win the game. Like
Unless Mo wants him to run the CYO Princeton offense, in which the whole goal is that no one's going to take a shot at the basket for 40 seconds. We just want to whip it around.
And that's how I see Kyrie Durant like, bro, what are you doing?
I'm looking for you to backdoor cut, Kyrie. That's what I'm looking for you to do.
Knock it down. But what are you doing? I kind of don't need you.
Kevin's putting his hand up because I'm in a high post. I'm about to shoot over this guy who's about 6 inches shorter than I am. Pass me the ball in my hand. And Ben's saying, no, I need you to backdoor cut.
Yeah. I would be highly frustrated playing basketball.
Give me the ball. Give me the ball.
Yeah.
Give me the ball. I'm fine. I can do what I need. No. Just go ahead. Back screen and run off a cut. I don't want to.
That's Ben. Ben will try to direct. I'll be honest. Ben would try to direct me. I would tell him no.
And that's what they're doing, Pete. That's what they're doing.
And that's Mo's point right there. Mo's saying they should run a possibly Princeton style offense in which you would bring out the best in Ben Simmons.
I'm saying
there is no best in Ben Simmons because you have probably the second best player in the game right now, and maybe the 15th best player in the game and second best point guard in the game. And you want to bring out the best and possibly the top 120th player.
I'm not building my offense around Ben Simmons.
No.
I'm not catering my offense
only
to Ben Simmons.
A fool would.
I don't.
And it's hard to move on from these guys, but they're so bad you can't. They're the reason. No, they're the reason. Defense, of course, with Brooklyn. Brooklyn has so many things in which they're going to just be a disaster this year, period. And hopefully Harris does help coming back, open up some shooting. But Harris can't make up on defense. They need a defensive identity. Kevin Durant is probably, I have to look it up, but I think he is maybe the second to last in defense efficiency this year. So, and then Kyrie is not too far from it. So they just don't do it. Yeah. So I thought they both should have moved this summer. They didn't. Now they have to stick to it. And to wrap it all up in a bundle, I think the Lakers are actually and should be stuck with Russ because I don't think they should make a move that would hurt the franchise and violent picks. They got to stick with them. I mean, this has LeBron and AD's handprint on them. The best thing they can do for me is to keep them and cut them and just give them a Bobby Bonilla type contract. We'll see you in 2041. You'll get every penny that you want, but it will be $2 million a year for the next 30 years. Just go somewhere. I mean, I've seen enough. There's nothing that can be done here. It's give him his money, absolutely. But be gone. The funny thing is, a team will need him now in the league because, of course, they're tanking, but they're not tanking. But you know, they're setting up rules to try to stop. But you're going to tank anyway. But if he's cut, I don't think a team would pick him up. You trade for him because you want to sink your team, but I don't think you would pick him up on the open market for cheap. He's a malcontent who isn't good. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like he's bad for the culture of your team. Like if you were good and you were a malcontent, you're like, let's try to work with it. You're a bad person and you suck. Like I don't know where you want to go with that. You cut him.
We're gonna get off Russ. And act on this list. Hey, hit us up on social media. Let us know Are there any teams that surprise you in a good way? First 8 days of the season. Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that notification button so you know when the next show is coming out. And you can also email us directly at weneedafifth@gmail.com.